Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this lesson, we will delve deeper into the world of Boolean searches, covering nesting and grouping operators, combining operators for complex searches, operator precedence, and keyword selection and placement. We will begin by discussing how to nest and group operators using parentheses. Then, we'll explore how to combine multiple operators to create complex search queries. We'll also cover the concept of operator precedence, which helps us understand the order in which operators are processed. Finally, we'll discuss strategies for effective keyword selection and placement. So with that being said, let's jump right in and get started. Nesting and grouping operators. When conducting a Boolean search, you may want to combine search terms and operators in specific ways to narrow down your results. This is where nesting and grouping operators come into play. By using parentheses, you can group terms and operators together to create more targeted search queries. For example, consider the following search query: apple or orange and juice or smoothie. In this case, we want to find results that contain either apple or orange, as well as either juice or smoothie. By using parentheses, we can group these terms and operators together, ensuring that the search engine processes them in the desired order. Without parentheses, your search query might look like this: apple or orange and juice or smoothie, just all together. If you do that, and in that particular case, the search engine might not process the query as you intended, leading to less accurate results. Therefore, using parentheses to nest and group operators is crucial for creating precise search queries. That specifically covers how nesting and grouping operators work. Now, something to keep in mind that may help you as you nest and group operators together is think about how you would say something. Would you say apple juice, apple smoothie, or would you say apple orange juice? You would want to differentiate between apple juice and orange juice. So this is exactly why nesting and grouping the operators together is so important. Let's move on. Combining operators for complex searches. Now that we've learned about nesting and grouping operators, let's explore how to combine multiple operators to create more complex search queries. By using a combination of what we learned in the previous lesson, again, and, or, and not operators, you can create highly specific search queries to find the most relevant results for you. For instance, let's take a look at the following search query: apple or orange and juice or smoothie, but now not sugar or sweetener. In this example, we're looking for results that include either apple or orange, as well as either juice or smoothie, but exclude any mention of sugar or sweetener. This might be important for a multitude of reasons. Maybe you're just trying to be healthy, and you want it to not include the mention of sugar or sweeteners. Maybe you're diabetic. So for health reasons or your own personal reasons, this complex search queries allows us to find more targeted information, such as a healthy juice or smoothie options without added sugar. When creating complex search queries, it's essential to carefully consider the combination of operators and terms to ensure accurate results. Always double check your queries to make sure they are in alignment with what you're intending to search. This, of course, will lead you to a better place both in terms of what you're looking for And in this case, if you were actually looking for a smoothie, where you might go to get that smoothie. So let's talk a little bit more about operator precedence. In Boolean searches, operators are processed in a specific order which can affect your search results. The order of precedence for Boolean operators is as follows: not, and, then, or. We're going to be covering understanding the order in which these operators are processed. For example, consider the search query, apple and juice or smoothie. In this case, and takes precedence because it's being mentioned first. If it's being mentioned first, that's the first one that the search engine will process. Then it processes the second one. When going back to our smoothie example, let's say we're looking for apple or oranges, juice or smoothies. The or is the second operator. So then it processes the or operator, resulting in a search for either apple juice, let's say, or an apple smoothie. If you intend to search for either apple juice or apple smoothie, you would need to use the parentheses to specify the desired grouping, like apple and, going back to the previous example, you would put juice or smoothie in parentheses to let it distinguish it, set it separate. Understanding operator precedence can help you avoid confusion and ensure that your search results and queries are processed as intended. Remember to use parentheses to group and nest operators when necessary, as we did in the previous slides, and as you will in the future. So I know that's a lot of information. I know we're covering a lot of things, so let's take a minute to just take a deep breath at this point. And relax. There's still a little bit more to go, but you're almost there. So let's move on. Keyword selection and placement. Choosing the right keywords for precise search results is extremely important. So are the strategies for brainstorming and the impact of those keywords within your search queries. Let's dive just a little bit deeper as we cover this information. Choosing the right keywords is critical for conducting effective Boolean searches. Your choice of keywords can significantly impact the precision and relevance of your search results. When selecting keywords, consider synonyms, alternate spellings, or related terms that users might include in the content that you're searching for. Let's move on to brainstorming, right? What exactly is brainstorming? Very simply put, brainstorming is just a list of potential keywords and experiments, essentially, with a different combination to find the most effective search query. I always like to think of brainstorming as the experimental phase. So what else is there? The order in which you place your keywords can also affect your search results. In some search engines, placing more important keywords earlier in your query may give them more weight, resulting in more relevant results. But there is a caveat here. You want to know that different search engines work differently, so make sure you pay attention and delve a little deeper into the search engine you're using. Regardless, this behavior can vary between search engines and databases, so it's always a good idea to experiment and refine your search queries as needed within different search engines. So at this point, we're going to do a little bit of a practical exercise. What this will look like for you is just hitting the pause button. But essentially, we're going to do this. Now that we've covered the concepts of advanced Boolean techniques, let's put them into practice. I want you to take a few minutes and please work on creating your own complex search queries using the techniques we've discussed today. Now, you could also feel free to move on to the next live demonstration and then conduct your own complex search queries. But if you're feeling confident, conduct your own complex search queries Using the techniques we've discussed today, feel free to use any topic that interests you, and once you're finished, I want you to share your search queries with someone next to you. If you're watching this with someone, go ahead and discuss what you both did. If you're just sitting next to someone, maybe just have a conversation with them, explaining the differences of how using different operators affected your search results. This is information that at the end of the day, I want you to use in your personal life and share with those that are important in your life. So, pause me now before we move on. Did you hit the pause button? If you didn't, hit it now. If you didn't hit pause, please hit pause and just give it a go if you just have a moment. But let's move on. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We've discussed the importance of nesting and grouping operators using parentheses to create more targeted search queries. We also explored how to combine multiple operators for complex searches, as well as the concept of operator precedence. Finally, we touched on the importance of effective keyword selection and placement for achieving more accurate search results. Keep these concepts in mind as you continue to refine your Boolean search skills. As you gain more experience, you'll become more adept at crafting precise search queries that yield the most relevant results. Thank you. However, most importantly, thank you all for your participation and engagement today. I hope you found this lesson on advanced Boolean techniques helpful. In our next lesson, we'll discuss the practical applications and tips for effective Boolean searches, which will further enhance your ability to conduct efficient and targeted searches. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.